All right, so today we're going to dive deep into prayer,
Okay.
but through a very specific lens.
Yeah.
The Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Interesting.
They have some very unique perspectives on prayer
Right.
and how it can actually be used as a tool for transformation.
Okay.
And it all comes from this really fascinating text called Prayer According to the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever heard of this group?
I'm not super familiar.
Yeah?
I know they're not as widely known as some other spiritual groups.
All right.
But their teachings draw from a blend of ancient wisdom and more modern spiritual ideas.
Okay.
They actually believe that they are descendants of the Atlanteans.
Oh, wow.
And their current Grand Master WaXhira really emphasizes the practical side of prayer.
Interesting.
And how to actually use it to create change in your life.
Yeah, that's what really caught my eye, too, is it's not just about reciting words,
Yeah.
It's about really understanding the energy behind prayer.
Yeah.
And how to harness that energy for a specific purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And they even connect their ideas back to the teachings of Jesus in the Bible
Oh, wow.
and the Gospel of Thomas.
Okay.
Really emphasizing how belief plays a crucial role.
Yeah, belief is huge.
Yeah.
They really zero in on belief as the cornerstone of effective prayer.
Okay.
And they argue that it's not enough to just say the words. You have to genuinely believe in the power of what you're praying for.
Okay, so how does that actually work? I mean, how do you go from simply believing to actually seeing tangible results?
Well, they actually share a really interesting anecdote in the text about one of their members who was facing some serious personal challenges. This person felt lost and hopeless, but instead of giving up, they turned to prayer.
Yeah.
And they specifically applied the Brotherhood's teachings on prayer.
And what were those teachings?
Right.
Like, how was their approach different from maybe more conventional prayer?
So they really focused on cultivating an unwavering belief in a positive outcome and not just hoping for it, but truly feeling it as if it were already happening.
Wow.
This member also coupled their prayers with specific visualizations and mantras unique to the Atlantean tradition.
Interesting.
Techniques that were designed to align their thoughts and emotions with their desired outcome.
So they weren't just asking for something to change.
Right.
They were actively working to shift their internal state to match that change.
Exactly.
It's like they were saying, I'm not just praying for this to happen.
Yeah.
I'm already living in the reality where it has happened.
Yes. And you know what?
Yeah.
The text actually states that this member experienced a major turnaround in their situation.
It's incredible.
The Brotherhood attributes this success to their specific method of prayer, one that goes beyond simple supplication and focuses on actively aligning thoughts, emotions, and belief.
That's amazing. It really highlights the power of not just believing, but really embodying the change you want to see.
Absolutely. And this leads us to another key aspect of the Brotherhood's teachings. The interconnectedness of thought and emotion in prayer.
Yeah.
They argue that every thought we have triggers an emotion.
Interesting.
And those emotions, in turn, shape our beliefs.
So it's like a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Thought leads to emotion. Emotion shapes belief.
Yeah.
And belief fuels the effectiveness of your prayer.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, what are the implications of that?
Well, if you think about it, it means that just thinking positive thoughts isn't enough.
Right.
You have to engage your emotions as well.
Okay.
So if you're praying for healing, for example, you need to not only think about being healthy, but also feel the joy and gratitude that comes with being healthy.
It's about tapping into that feeling, that visceral experience, as if your prayer has already been answered.
Exactly. And that's what turns prayer from a passive act into a powerful spiritual practice. It's about cultivating that deep inner alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, creating a kind of energetic force that can actually manifest change.
Now, I'm curious, does the Brotherhood prescribe a specific way to pray? Do you need to adopt certain rituals or follow a particular format?
That's where it gets really interesting. They don't actually endorse one specific way to pray.
Oh, wow.
They recognize that everyone connects with the divine differently. And what matters most is the intention and the belief behind the prayer. Not necessarily the form it takes.
So it's less about the outward ritual And more about the inner state you cultivate.
Precisely.
Okay.
However, they do strongly emphasize practices like meditation and introspection, ways to refine and strengthen that connection between your thoughts and emotions.
Right.
It's about creating that inner harmony, which allows your prayers to be more effective.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like calming the mind and connecting with your inner self. You create a clearer channel for those prayers to flow through.
Exactly. And this focus on inner work is really highlighted in one of the most fascinating parts of the text, where they talk about a community project that was driven by the collective prayer of the Brotherhood members.
Oh, yeah. I was really curious about that.
Yeah.
What were the specifics of that project, and how did they use prayer to achieve success?
The text doesn't go into a ton of detail, but it mentions that the community was facing a significant challenge, and the Brotherhood came together with a shared vision for a solution. Instead of just relying on traditional methods, they incorporated their understanding of prayer and energy into their efforts.
So how did that play out in practice? Did they have like group prayer sessions or specific rituals that they performed together?
It sounds like they used a combination of approaches. They had regular group meditations where they focused their collective intention on the successful outcome of the project. They also visualized the desired outcome in detail, essentially creating a shared energetic blueprint for what they wanted to manifest.
It seems like they were tapping into the idea that collective prayer,
yes,
when fueled by unified belief and intention, can create a kind of amplified energy field. A force that can influence the world around them.
Yes, and the text actually states that the project exceeded all expectations. The Brotherhood believes that this success was directly related to their approach of combining focused intention with prayer, highlighting the power of community and shared belief.
It makes you wonder if we're often underestimating the power of collective intention. Especially when it's rooted in a deep spiritual practice, like the one the Brotherhood describes.
Imagine what could be accomplished if we harness this power more consciously, not just for personal gain, but for the betterment of the world around us.
Exactly.
Think about movements for social change or initiatives to address global issues. If those efforts were infused with this kind of unified intention, what kind of impact could we have?
It's a really powerful thought. And it speaks to the potential of this approach to prayer to not just create individual change, but to really shift the trajectory of the world as a whole.
Exactly. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but is there any evidence to support these claims? And it's true, the Brotherhood doesn't necessarily rely on scientific proof. But they do offer a wealth of anecdotal evidence from their members who have used these techniques to create tangible changes in their lives.
That's something I've noticed a lot in exploring different spiritual traditions. There isn't always a scientific framework to explain the phenomena they describe. But there's often a long history of lived experience and documented results that can't be easily dismissed. It makes you question what we define as evidence and how much we might be missing by solely relying on a scientific lens to understand the world.
That's a great point. And if we look beyond Western paradigms of scientific proof, we find that many ancient cultures have long acknowledged the power of thought, intention, and belief to influence reality. What the Brotherhood is presenting might not fit neatly into our modern scientific understanding, but it resonates with a much older and perhaps more intuitive way of knowing.
I'm also curious about how the Brotherhood would address this idea that this is all just positive thinking rebranded. Is there something more to their approach that sets it apart?
I think the Brotherhood would say the first step is self-reflection.
Makes sense, looking inward before you start looking outward.
Exactly. Start by examining your own beliefs. What do you truly believe is possible in your life? What are the limitations you've placed on yourself? Maybe even subconsciously.
So getting really honest with yourself. And identifying any beliefs that might be holding you back.
Precisely. And once you've identified those limiting beliefs, the next step is to challenge them.
Don't just accept them at face value.
Ask yourself, is this belief really serving me? Or is it just a story I've been telling myself? A pattern I've fallen into?
It's like rewiring your internal system to support the life you want to create.
That's a great way to put it. And remember,
Yeah.
belief isn't just a mental concept, it's also an emotional experience.
Okay.
So as you're cultivating these new beliefs, allow yourself to feel the emotions that go along with them.
Yeah.
Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude, as if those desires were already a reality.
It's like embodying the reality you want to create.
Exactly.
Even before it manifests in the physical world.
You're shifting your internal state to match the external reality you want to attract.
And then, of course, there's the practice of prayer itself.
Right.
Does the Brotherhood offer any guidance on how to approach that?
They encourage you to find a form of prayer that resonates with you. Okay. Whether it's traditional prayer meditation, visualization, or simply spending time in nature. The key is finding what helps you connect with that inner source of power.
So it's not about adhering to a rigid dogma.
Right.
It's about finding what feels authentic and powerful for you.
Right, and I think it's important to approach prayer with a sense of openness and receptivity.
Okay.
It's not about dictating to the universe what you want. It's about aligning yourself with a higher purpose and allowing that purpose to flow through you.
Surrendering to something bigger than yourself.
Beautifully said, and remember, the power of prayer isn't just about personal gain.
Okay.
It's also about contributing to the collective good.
Right.
When we pray for the well-being of others, for peace, for healing, we're tapping into a force that can transform the world.
It's like we're all part of this intricate web of energy.
Right.
And our thoughts, emotions, and prayers have a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
That's a beautiful image. And it reminds us that we're not just isolated individuals.
Yeah.
We're all interconnected. And we have the power to create a more loving, compassionate, and harmonious world.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired.
Me too.
After this deep dive into the teachings of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Their perspective on prayer is so empowering and thought-provoking.
It's a reminder that we all have the potential to tap into a source of power that's far greater than ourselves.
Right.
And that's a really exciting thought to carry with us.
It is, and it leaves us with a really important question to ponder.
Yeah.
If we truly harness the power of belief, both individually and collectively, what kind of world could we create?
Wow.
That's something I encourage everyone listening to reflect on. The potential is truly limitless.